fans, Chad Jackson here in the Coach's Corner with head volleyball coach Will Condon. The Pirates getting set to start the 2013 season, and they'll be doing so this weekend, hosting the Pirate Volleyball Classic. But Coach Condon, let's first talk about your preseason. You had a little bit more time this year because of the extended schedule. You get an extra week. Talk a bit about how you guys were able to use that extra time to prepare for the season.
Well, I think that we changed our philosophy as to what we were intending to do in preseason, and because of the amount of time that we had, we were we were much more aware that we could draw things out. We didn't have to overload our players so early on the court, and we were able to do a little more in the weight room and get them really started with a great base of strength and get them in those habits early as well. It made us not have those little injuries like the pulled muscles and everything that you do when you work so hard to get someone ready in a short period of time. The length that we had, we were able to just draw everything out, take things nice and slow, be very meticulous, introduce more fun things, and do a lot more because we didn't feel like we were being rushed.
Now, the preseason Peach Belt poll has you picked to repeat as champions of the league, but it's a different landscape in the Peach Belt this year because you have two new programs coming in with Columbus State and Georgia College. Talk a little bit about the Peach Belt Conference and about the expectations of repeating.
Well, I think that, what we're looking at is not as a whole. We're looking at it one match at a time, especially this year because there are just so many question marks and just complete unknowns. And even a lot of the teams that are established, Aiken graduated 7 players, Pembroke has a lot of new players, Flagler, they graduated a lot of really good players. So there's, even though that with the established teams, the people that have been back, there's a lot of question marks with what they're going to be doing and how they're going to be doing, and then you add in the going to 2 new schools that we've never been to. It adds just that different dynamic of where do you go to eat when you go to Columbus, and where do you go to eat when you go to Georgia College. It's very different, especially for someone like me who's been in the conference as long as I have. You get into normal habits, when you go to eat, you go to Francis Marion, you eat at the same places. And so there's a lot of comfort that because you do things over and over again. So adding 2 new teams does make it different. And then you add in the obvious, the volleyball factor, in that you don't know how they're going to play, you don't know their style of play. And, so you're going to probably spend some extra time watching film on them to get to know them a little bit better before you even step on the court with them.
Now, the preseason all-conference teams, you had 2 selections. Outside hitter Jessica Santinello picked the all-conference team, and Stephanie Safara picked as the libero. Talk a little bit about Jessica and Stephanie, but Jessica could really be in line for a historic season this year.
Yes, I think she's on pace to break 2 records here, the kills in her career and digs in her career, and those are 2 really special achievements if she can get there. And being able to do both says even more about it, and the fact that she's one of the few people that could be all conference her entire career, that's another achievement. The great thing about Jessica is that when the season was over last year, she started working for this year, and she has worked very, very hard to be prepared for her senior year. She is stronger and faster and smarter and more aware of the game than she was last year, and that's kind of scary because she had a really good year last year. And as far as Stephanie goes, much the same way, in that when the season was over, she worked really hard, and we're just gonna honestly with her, we got to figure out how can we utilize her the best, because she's proven to be very versatile and can do lots of things for us effectively.
All right, Coach, you open up this weekend hosting the 2013 Pirate Volleyball Classic. You've got other Peach Belt teams coming into play in the tournament, like Flagler, like GRU Augusta. We're going to have to get used to saying that rather than Augusta State. But you'll be taking on Lincoln Memorial. You'll be taking on Shorter out of the Gulf South Conference, as well as Erskine out of Conference Carolinas. Talk a bit about what you expect from the field this weekend.
Well, honestly, going to this weekend when you don't have any film and you don't really know what the other teams do, most of the first 2 weeks are just about focusing on your side of the net and trying to do things on your side the best of your ability, and adjusting to the best you can during the match. My expectations for our team is that we're going to compete, we're going to work very hard, and we're going to give a great effort every single point. With new people out on the court and getting used to each other, it's going to take some time to get up to the level that I know that we'll be at the end of the year. I have a lot of confidence in them. They've proven to me in a short amount of time that this is very important to them and that they have what it takes to be successful. But it is, you cannot simulate the pressures of playing in matches until you play in matches. So while I'm confident that we have a great deal of players that can perform at a high level, until we actually get out there and compete, we don't know necessarily how we can use them effectively the best until we put them in those situations. But my expectations is that we will compete, we will do our best, and they will fight every single point. And if they do that, I feel confident that we'll have a good weekend.
Armstrong opens up action in the 2013 Pirate Volleyball Classic, 1 o'clock against Erskine. Our first webcast of the season will be that evening, 7 p.m. Friday, as Armstrong takes on Lincoln Memorial. Coach Condon, good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.